Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy MG Dons, and I'm back again with another video today, man. We got a Philadelphia Eagles video, so before we get into this, make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and turn on the post notification bell so you do not miss any content or live streams or videos that happens on this channel. Make sure you go follow all the social media links in the description, the IG, the Twitter, the podcast, all of that. The link is in the description. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So, as the Philadelphia Eagles, after their Week 5 matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers after the loss, they fall to 1-3-1. And right now, I'm going to name some things we have to do to turn around the season. I'm going to name the issues, what we have to do to change them. So, let's get right into the video. First off, one of our issues is, and this is something that the whole NFL is dealing with right now, obviously, is injuries. We can't really control when they happen. We got to try to protect our bodies as much as we can throughout the week. I understand with the COVID things, you got to worry about other stuff and still have to take care of your body. It's kind of difficult, but you have to do the best that you can as a football player this year. And we got to try to prevent as much injuries. You know, when we're out there on the field, obviously, we want to play our hardest. But don't take a risk that you know could possibly get injured. Play smarter, not harder. That's one thing we're gonna have to do. And I feel like, you know, we play hard enough every week in, every week out. This team has fight in them, but you gotta know you gotta play smart, and you gotta think of longevity also. You can't just think. Obviously, you gotta play in the moment. You gotta worry about now, but you also have to know long term that you still have to be available, because your best ability is the availability. So that's one thing that that's one of our issues, and I don't think, like I said, it's not really a way we can necessarily fix that, but to try to take care of our bodies as much as we can. Another thing we got to do to turn around the season is consistency, and that's on both sides of the ball. Offense, they started, especially the first 2 weeks, bad. Then the second half of Week 3 against the Bengals, the offense, they looked all right. And then against the Niners, the offense was able to move the ball a little bit better. And then Week 5 against Pittsburgh, the offense played well. The offense played really well. By the way, you know, I'm not a guy who makes excuses. You know, I try to give it to y'all how I see it. I mean, obviously, people look at that Carson Wentz interception and say, what type of pass was that? I just want to say, Zach Ertz got bumped on the route, and Zach Ertz just stopped. Once he got bumped, he stopped running. Zach Ertz, even though you get bumped on the route, we can argue if that's a penalty or not, but we're not going to argue. One thing we can't argue is that Zach Ertz stopped running on the route. Zach Ertz is playing lazy right now. I feel like he's given up on the team, but that's another video for a different day. But that's just one thing, consistency on the offense, and I feel like consistency on the defense is also a major key. Our defense played well the first 3 weeks. Joe Burrow, he does a little bit of good things. You know, T. Higgins had a monstrous game. And then the defense played well against the Niners. And then we come back against Pittsburgh and just stink up the room. I mean, we need consistency on both sides of the ball. And it starts with coaching. And speaking of coaching, another thing that we can turn around and get the season moving in the right direction is getting Nathan Gerry out of here. It's about time that you just put in some young guys. I know Davion Taylor, the rookie linebacker, might have to get some playing time. Honestly, we would like to have T.J. Edwards back, but Nathan Gerry, man, if he has just, and I understand that play at the end of the game was not necessarily his fault. He shouldn't have been covering on that play anyways. But you still got to take accountability for other plays. And Nathan Gerry is not good. Eagles fans have been saying this for a while. And we just want Nathan Gerry cut. We just want him gone. Another problem, and I feel like this is big in turning around our season, is Jim Schwartz, man. Jim Schwartz is just, I don't know what he's doing out there. He'd make a peewee 10-year-old Little League offense look good. I mean, dude, the Sticks defense has to go. First and foremost, that Sticks D, it has to go, because obviously it's not working. And then another issue is that the play call at the end of the game. What was that? Why do you have a linebacker on a receiver who's been dominating all game? Was that a formation issue? Is it a certain formation where a linebacker lines up against a receiver? Could Nate Gary have backed up a little bit before the play, knowing that he was going to be one-on-one? Yes, he should have, but that's why he should be cut, because he wasn't able to make a good read on that play. But, that's a different discussion. But why is Nathan Gary, who he hasn't been playing the best, and he's a linebacker, on a receiver who ran a 4.43? That does not make any sense, Jim Schwartz. We need you. That's a big issue, man. That's a major, major, major issue. We can't allow that type of things to happen. Obviously, our defense plays well at times. Our defensive line gets to the quarterback consistently. That's probably the most consistent thing about our team. That our defensive line can get to the quarterback at a consistent rate, at a high rate. The Eagles, I believe, currently still lead the NFL in sacks. I believe the Steelers are actually number 2, who we just faced. So, like I said, bro, consistency on both sides of the ball is important, but Jim Schwartz, he's not going to help us get that consistency on defense. And it's at this point, I think he is on the hot seat, and if he has a couple of bad games, he should be fired before the season ends, and give our defensive backs coach the reign, because I honestly, I'll take that over at Jim Schwartz right now. I mean, obviously, you got some defensive minded coaches that we could sign for defensive coordinator next year, but just give Jim Schwartz out of here, man. This is starting to get a little bit. It's just starting to get a little bit out of hand, and those are just some things that the Eagles have to do to turn around their season. The Eagles 1-3-1, not the record that we want, not where we want to be, not where Eagles fans expected us to be. Going against the Ravens, this is going to be a hard week. The best team we faced all year. So we got a lot of turning around we need to do. But one thing I will say is that Carson Wentz is starting to turn around his game. He's starting to look better and better week in and week out. Obviously, the Niners game, he had a pretty good game. And then, again, coming back, that connection with Travis Fulgham, it just seems natural. It seems like love at first sight. And Carson Wentz and continue to get chemistry with these young receivers could be the key to also turning around the year. But as far as Carson Wentz, he would be on this list for turning around this year. But he is starting to turn it around. So as long as he's going the right direction. And Miles Sanders, another thing before I end this video off, I don't feel like he's doing horrible this year, but it's times where we kind of get away from Miles Sanders when he starts to get in the rhythm, and then when we hand him off the ball on like 2nd down and 10, he gets a 1-yard gain, and we're like surprised, but we get away from him when he's on a roll. And after he got that 70-yard touchdown, I understand our passing game did pretty well, but you can't go away from him at that point. At that point, he just got a 74-yard touchdown. The next drive, you go to him again until Pittsburgh stops it. Then you start getting the pass game going. But we had many opportunities to win the game other than that. But that's just some things the Eagles got to do to start turning around the season. 1-3-1 is nowhere close to where we want to be. And I just want to say prayers out to Dak Prescott. Obviously, Cowboys fans, I know you're disappointed with him. Even though I'm an Eagles fan, I do hate injuries, especially injuries like that. Seeing him crying off the field doesn't even affect you as an Eagles fan. As a football fan in general, you hate to see that. But hopefully he gets well soon. Come back next year and we can face him next season. But that's the end of the video. So if you enjoyed the content, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the post notification bell if you don't want to miss any videos, live streams, or any content that goes on this channel. Comment down below what you think the Eagles have to do to turn around their season. It's your boy NG Dawson. Underrated Story continues. I love y'all, and I'm out. Peace.